Okay, before somebody yells at me and tells me I have this on the wrong channel, you should put this on the lawnmower repair video channel. I put it on this because I think, quite honestly, this is more of a off-grid video than a lawnmower repair video. What I got here is a chainsaw, which is going to be on the lawnmower repair channel as soon as I get a carburetor for it. But they also wanted me to sharpen 4 chainsaw blades. Now I could put that on the other channel, but I think more realistically, off-gridders are going to sharpen the blade more than mechanics. Don't get me wrong, mechanics will sharpen them, but you should also know how to sharpen your own blade as living off-grid, or just in general. So I'm going to do something a little different. Now normally what we do is I have this tool here, and you put it right here on the tooth. So the tooth is going, the sharp edge on the top goes that direction. So you might be able to see right there a little point that's going to the front of the chainsaw. And so you take your file, and then you have 2 little marks on your plate here. Don't know if you're going to see those 2 little marks, and you're going to kind of visually line it up with your angles of the chainsaw, so it all should be lined up. Well, the first thing you're going to want to do is mark your chain, so you might be able to see I got a blue mark there, and we're going to run our file about 4 times in that direction, and you're going to do that all the way around. Then you're going to turn around and do it the other direction, because every other tooth is on the opposite side, and you want to get them sharpened equally, because if you don't, as you're cutting, you'll start to cut as an angle because one side is sharper than the other. Now a lot of people think it's because you've sharpened one tooth too much, more than the other tooth or something. That really has nothing to do with it. It's really that this tooth is duller, for example, than this tooth. So once you get both sides sharpened, then you take the raker. Now this is called a lot of different things. I call it the raker. And you want to file the raker down, so because that tells you how deep the cut is going to be. So if the raker is taller than the tooth, you won't ever get the tooth to cut because it won't hit the wood. So as you file down your tooth, you need to file down your raker. It's really a depth gauge, is really what it is. And so then you take your file here and you rake it down, or you file it down. So you're really going around this thing 3 times when you do that. And it is kind of a science. It's not all that expertise. Hey, I'm going to interrupt this video real quick and ask you, at the end of this video, there'll be an up next box. Can you please go over to the other channel and watch those videos? You'll learn how to fix something, whatever it is we're working on. Just like today on the chainsaw blade, you'll see something. So I really appreciate it. Really getting close to having enough watch hours so we can get that monetized. But I've been looking at this thing right here for a while now. And this is made by Stihl. You can buy off brands, but this is Stihl chainsaw sharpener. It looks like a monstrosity, and you think, what the heck is this mess? But it really does everything for you. It does both sides of the chain, sharpens both sides of the chain because it has 1, 2 sharpeners, and then it has a file here in the center. So it does everything on 1 stroke. Now I already sharpened this chain right here. Now when you sharpen the chain, the best way to determine if you have a sharp chain is if you take your finger, your fingerprints, and you bring it across that tooth, it should grab it, kind of like a cat claw. You know how, not that she scratches you, but kind of just grabs you, trying to bring your finger towards you. That's exactly what it's supposed to feel like. It should just snag that fingerprint. Now, you might be able to tell on this dull one, I don't know if you can tell or not, there's no snagging going on. You probably can't tell, but I can tell. There's no snagging. This one's dull. So The way this thing works, see if we can get in here to show you. I'm going to bring it up. Oh, so there's the blade, there's the teeth, that's the top. To give you some perspective. So when you put this thing on, you're going to put it on a tooth. See if I can get it right here. It's going to be hard to do with the camera. Okay, so now I have it somewhat correct. I'm trying to hold on to it. So maybe you'll be able to see that the file, whoops, I slipped off. The file lands right onto the raker right here. So it does everything in one stroke. Oh, per stroke. And so run it right across like that. And then the other cool thing about this is the angle is kind of intuitive, because this is cut at the right angle and this is cut at the correct angle. So it's intuitive. So you just lay the angle against the chain itself, and as you run it across, it kind of just naturally stays at the correct angle. And so when you get to the other side, it should land right on the angle. So what we're going to do is we're going to change out the chain, because we've already sharpened, I already sharpened it to test this new device. Loosen it up. This is the tensioner. Now, as I told you before, we're going to lay it so the tips of our teeth go to the front of the bar at the top. So you should be able to see that the point, this is a pretty bad chain, is going towards the front. Now, I'm going to over tighten this because as I'm sharpening, I don't want it moving around on me. Okay, so now we're going to put the arrow going away from us. We're going to put the angle of the sharpener up against the blade. The file is on top of the raker. The tooth file is in the tooth. 1, 2. Oh, and this guide is on top of the other tooth. Yeah, I missed that one. I think we got it. I might do one more. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the rest. Okay, so what I've noticed about this is that the raker file only works if you use this every time you've sharpened your chain, because these rakers are already higher than the tooth, so it doesn't file it down enough. So what you got to do on a chain that's in bad shape like this one, you got to use the original raker file to get it down to the unsharpened tooth. I have not sharpened this tooth yet, this one here. So you put that on there, and you're going to knock this down. See? There's a lot of meat on that. Okay, so now it's filed down. Now I can sharpen the tooth. Now the file will take it down every time I sharpen it. But before it was kicking it up like that. I keep falling off. What's going on here? I turn the camera on, I can't do it. There we go. I'm only sharpening on the push stroke. I loosen my grip on the back stroke. Okay, so I'm coming up on the last one. There's my blue dot. Can you see right there? I did the one before the blue dot, and then I started, I don't know why I did that, but that's, you can tell I got that one. So this is the last one I got to do. So we'll put the raker on it. Okay, so I really like this thing. The reviews on it were really good. There's a guy on YouTube that has lots of subscribers, and he tests all kinds of different things, and this is the one thing he tested, and he gave it a pretty good rating. So it comes apart, so you can fix it, or, you know, change out the utensils if they go bad. So you just pop this open, and then you can pull these things out, the files. So I'm glad I got it. Now I only got one size, that's a 3/8, and the 3/8 is, I feel like, the most common. You're not going to see anybody else say that, but for home use, 3/8 is probably the most common. And I'll probably go ahead and get the other one, the one bigger than that. What is that, 7/16, I think? But I've never used one. So I still have 2 more chains to sharpen, so I'm going to take a little break and get back at it. If you'll click this up next box, it will take you to my other channel. And yeah, I don't know what we're going to be working on, to be honest. Let's see. Anyway, if you'll click it, it'll take you over to the other channel, and you'll learn how to do something, I'm sure. So if I can inspire you to sharpen your blades so you can live your dreams. Thanks for watching.